Well, hello there. I'm Dr. Nicole Calloway Rankins. I'm a board certified OB GYN physician as well as a certified integrative health coach. I do short live videos about once a week to help you with topics related to pregnancy and birth. I also have a free online 1 hour course on how to make your birth plan and a more extensive childbirth online course called the Birth Preparation Course. All right, so today we're talking about feeling your baby move. Feeling your baby move is one of the most exciting parts of pregnancy. For me, that was by far my favorite part of pregnancy. And if I'm honest, if I'm honest, it was really the only thing I liked about being pregnant. The end result of pregnancy is great, the process, not so much. But anyway, feeling your baby move is so reassuring to feel those kicks, those punches, those twists, those rolls, those hiccups. Now, feeling your baby move is not just reassuring for you, it is actually a physiologic sign that your baby is doing well. See, if babies are in distress or they're not getting enough oxygen, then they will decrease the amount that they are moving. It's kind of a way to compensate and save energy. So, needless to say, following and understanding your baby's movement is important. So listen up and I will quickly tell you what you need to know. Okay, so if you're in your first trimester, then you're probably wondering, when will I feel my baby move? Well, most women will feel their baby move between 16 and 20 weeks of pregnancy. If it's your first baby, it's likely to be closer to 19 or 20 weeks that you'll feel it. But if you've had a baby before, you'll feel it earlier, so 16 or 17 weeks. Also, if you have an anterior placenta, meaning your placenta is on the front part of your uterus, then it may take you a little bit longer to feel movement because the placenta is kind of in between you and feeling those movements. Now, those first movements are kind of like a fluttering sensation, but they quickly get to be more pronounced and to the point where you know that there's something moving inside of you. All right, now, how often will you feel your baby move? Now, your baby's movement will vary depending on the time of day and how far along you are in your pregnancy. Most babies move more as the day goes along, and most movement occurs at night, but that really can vary. Now, you'll consistently feel movement from 28 weeks and beyond, so the third trimester and beyond. Excuse me. But because your baby has less room to move the further along you get during pregnancy, then, excuse me, I cannot shake this little cough. Then it's harder for you to feel movements as you get further along. So towards the end, the movements may not feel as strong. You'll still feel them, but just not as strong. Now, there's no universally accepted definition of what is considered normal movement. Decreased movement is really what you perceive. Now, you will quickly get to learn what feels normal for you in your pregnancy as far as your baby moving. It's different for every woman and for every pregnancy. Like for me, for instance, my first pregnancy, my daughter, she moved like crazy. I mean, she moved all the time. She moved so much that my husband Falcon was like, is there something wrong with this child? Because she's moving like a lot. Whereas with my second daughter, she was a little more subtle and laid back. She, kind of warmed up in the morning, didn't really get moving until around 10 a.m. And then she just kind of moved throughout the day. She was more subtle and laid back, nothing like the crazy movements of my first daughter. And you will similarly get to feel what is normal for you. Now, a more formal way that we assess movement is with something called kick counts. And kick counts are just tracking your baby's movement, okay? And the most common way that we recommend doing that, there are different ways to do it, but the most common way is to track at least 10 counts within 2 hours. If you get to the 10 before the 2 hours, great. But at least 10 counts within 2 hours. Now, if you need help keeping track of your baby's movement or you just want to keep track, You can definitely get an app on your phone to help you. Just search kick counts wherever you get apps and you will find plenty of options to help you. All right, now, what should you do if your baby isn't moving as much? Well, it's likely that you'll get concerned at some point during your pregnancy that your baby isn't moving as much. But that concern is likely to be very short-lived, and the movement will pick back up and you won't feel like you need to call your doctor. Only about 15% of women will experience movement that's decreased enough that they feel like they need to call their doctor. So if you feel like your baby's not moving as much, first thing to do is kind of drink something sweet, eat something sweet, give the baby a little bit of sugar to try to stimulate it, and then focus and concentrate on counting those movements for 2 hours. If you don't have at least 10 movements within 2 hours, or you just get concerned, then call your doctor. And she will tell you to come into the office or the hospital for something called an NST, which is a non-stress test. That's when you get put on the monitor and your baby's heart rate is monitored for a period of at least 20 minutes. We're looking for some signs in the way the heart rate looks in order to feel reassured that your baby is okay. Now, 95% of the time, the NST is going to be reassuring and you'll start to feel movement and all will be well. However, in a short percentage, a small percentage of cases, we need to go further and do some evaluation because the NST is not reassuring. And in that case, the next step is ultrasound. An ultrasound to look at the fluid around your baby, whether the baby's breathing, a closer look at the movement, and then the flow of blood through the umbilical cord. Now, I do have to give you one small caveat about monitoring your baby's movement. I focus on giving you information that's backed by research and science. I actually did a research fellowship in the past, so that's the type of information that I'm giving to you. And research hasn't actually consistently shown that monitoring a baby's movements will decrease the risk of stillbirth. We're not quite sure why that's the case. And there are ongoing studies to address this issue. In the meantime, still do everything I recommended. If you feel decreased movement, for sure call your doctor, but we're still kind of figuring out the research piece as to how to make it best help. Okay, that is it for feeling your baby move. If you have questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments and I will answer them there. I do have to state, and that's even in the replay, put questions in the comments and I'll answer them there. I do have to state a quick disclaimer that this information is for educational purposes only, and if you have specific questions, then you should contact your own doctor. Now be sure to like and follow my Facebook page so you don't miss any videos in the future. And if you would like holistic, evidence-based information related to pregnancy and birth, then sign up for my weekly newsletter. You can sign up using the link ncrcoaching.com/email-sign up. That link is in the description of the video, and you'll get it delivered to your inbox once a week for free. Okay, I wish you a wonderful pregnancy and birth, and I will see you next time. All right, bye-bye.